This is the card we're going to be doing today. Isn't this awesome? This looks amazing. I love fun folds. And this is a pretty cool one. And that's where you sign. Isn't that? Oh, I like this one. But anyways, I love Thanksgiving, doing cards for the fall. Thanksgiving and birthdays and things like that. I love the pumpkins and the gourds and all that. So we will get started. Now, I did this on my own and decided it's too thick. So I changed it, and there won't be a white cardstock in the back. It will be the early espresso. And then just so that it's just less layers, because there's so many layers, it's very challenging to mail it without costing you a lot of money. It's basically a handout card, in my opinion. I don't know how much it would cost, but it would cost. Okay, I used the Amber Autumn stamps bundle. I can't talk today. I used this, and I used it on the envelope too, on the front of the card, which I die cut out. So I used the die for this. I used the Autumn Wishes, and I cut it apart. I embossed it in gold and cut it apart. And I used Grateful for You, and I cut it apart. And I used Blessed to Have You in My Life on the back. And the bundle, I used this one, and I used this one here for around the pumpkin. And I used the dies, was it the second largest? Let me see. No, the second, maybe the second smallest. Third smallest. Yeah, third smallest. So 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Either way. I love those dies for the label. I used the antique pearls, and I colored them with the pumpkin pie dark blend. So stick that there. And I used this gorgeous paper, Gathering Together Specialty Designer Series paper. Sorry about the noise. Oh my goodness. There's only 4 different, no, this has 6 different designs. There's that one that I used on a card, and this backing. There's that gorgeous stripe. This is the one I used today, and it has just the brown. It's got a little bit of design to it, but it's not easy to see. So there's that one, okay. Then this one, which is the opposite, on the opposite side of this. And then there's that one that I just used, and this plaid has this kind of unique design. It's got the leaves in it, but it's very random. Okay, so I used, yeah, it's all sticky. This one from this one. Then I wanted to use one that had a design on, like a scene. So I used this one, and I cut it 1 1/4 by 1 1/4, 1 1/4, 1 1/4, and I did 6 of them, and then I lined them up. This one went there, so I did 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B, and then the pattern kind of flows, if that makes sense. I hope it does. Oh my goodness, like I've got so many scraps. I love that paper, so I've been using it a lot. So here we go. This is 5.5 by 10.5, not by 11. So I cut off 1/2 inch. So I scored at 3.5 and 7. And then I did the back to the front, and then I just went like that. Or this one goes to the back, this one goes to the front. And then I just burnish the edges. I hope that makes sense. Because you have to have this like this to do the inside. Like that. So this is where you're going to do your blocks. This is 6 by 1.5, and it's scored at 1.5, 3, 4.5. And I did all 3 of them, and I die cut that one. And then this is the back, and these are the ones, and like I actually did number them. See, there's 1B, there's 1A, so that I have them so they flow together. And there's a 1/2 inch strip, and it's going to go on here, across there, and then there's, well, that's the Grateful for You that I've got to cut up. There's 2 of these colors, one in Old Olive, and like 2 of Old Olive, goodness, and 2 of Mossy Meadow. And then that goes behind this, which I will show you how I did. I got carried away. This is Lemon Lolly Light, and a little bit of dark on there, plus a little bit of the SU 500, but not much. And I just got carried away. I sometimes do that, and it's like, oh my good grief, but oh well. And I cut out Autumn, and the Wish is around here someplace. So we will get started. And I just had this gold cord, but you can use linen thread. We don't have any gold cord in that's current, but if you have an old gold cord, use it, or you can use what one did I say? The linen thread. So I am going to get out my glue, and I am going to glue this gorgeous paper onto my early espresso. And this is going to be less bulk, because on my other one I did this in basic white, and then I did a layer of the early espresso behind this, and then these on top. So you've got that 3 extra layers. And when I'm doing it, I'm going, oh, that was not smart. But I did it, so it is what it is. Now I'm trying to keep this lined up too. See that small stripe up there? Well, this is going to go in here so that all looks the same. Trying to line it up. Sometimes it's not the easiest. See, there's that line again, so it's got to go at the top. It just looks more cohesive that way. If you have an observant person, they would notice right away that it's not lined up. So I like to keep it lined up. So now I'm going to get my silicone mat and press it down. There. So, no, I need that. I'm going to bring this, and it's directional, the top of the pumpkins. So I'm going to put this on too. Now, there we go, and it just go. You can put it at the very bottom, but I like to have a little bit of the bottom showing. But you do you. You don't have to. It's just something I like to do. There's not much, but it is what it is. So now, I think we can put that down and bring this in. Put that aside. Bring these in. And hopefully I will find the wishes part. I know I had it, but I wanted to cut it all out. Huh. Oh well, I will see what I can do. I'm going to put that aside and start coloring. So this is, I'm starting with pumpkin pie, and I'm just outlining it. And then I'm just coloring in these lines where the detail is. And I'm going to do the same for this. So how's everybody doing today? I did not sleep well last night. Well, I didn't sleep last night at all. Let's put it that way. Oh, I kept walking the floors. I have problems with my legs starting to bounce and being very antsy. So it was one of those nights. I saw my son-in-law go to work, and I saw my granddaughter get up and fill her water bottle for school. And it was, my husband got out of bed and came out, and yeah, my legs wouldn't stop to do anything to go to bed. I would wake him up because they just make me dance, basically, and I can't hold them still. So I stayed up all night. Then after 8, I decided that maybe I would be able to sleep. So I went to bed after 8. Fun time. Oh well, that's life. Now, that was pumpkin pie light and dark, and this is old olive light and dark. This one's the dark, and I am just grounding this pumpkin, basically. And then I'm just going to take the light and color in the leaves. This one I started coloring different colors, but it got lost in the shuffle. So I just thought, no, I'm just going to do it the green, and then it will stand out a little bit more. When I did the multicolors, it just blended in with the pumpkins. I did all the stems and the whirligigs, the tendrils. We got about 3 pumpkins in our garden. We didn't do so well with, didn't get a squash. Not one squash this year. So and other years I've got lots. So I don't know if it was the spot where I put them. The pumpkin were in the same spot as they were last year, and they did fine. But the squash did not do well. So I am doing, oops, wrong one. Daffodil Delight. And I'm doing 3 different colors on this. This is Daffodil Delight Dark. Like that. Be careful. And then this one. Now that's the light, and I brought in my SU 200, and I'm just going over a little bit, not very much. I just want a little bit of the brown color, but I don't want too much. I want the yellow to show through. So I am bringing in my color lifter, and I am doing little bits of highlights, and then I'm highlighting the center on all of these. And now it's not going to be a huge difference, but it just, once it dries, it shows up a little bit more, and it just makes them look like the sun's hitting them. There we go. So put that back, and let me see. Here we go. And this goes here, and I am going to just put these where I think they will look nice. Okay, now I'm holding this down here so that I can put this down a little bit farther. It moved up on me. So this goes down and that goes down there. I don't want to put them down until I get them lined up the way I want them. And it's okay that it's over the edge because this is going on the other card. So, and this this goes down here. So this I'm going to move and try to eyeball where this is. And it is going to go right in here. Like I said, there's a little bit off, but that's okay. I can't have the tweezers on the end because I want to put a little bit of glue on the end so that it just stays where it's supposed to. But there's a lot of room for glue there, so that's a perfect spot for my tweezers. As long as I got a spot so I can glue it, then I'm fine. This is laying down a bit. This one gets picked up. And it gets there. Just like that. And then this one, I want the ends. Should have had that all along. Silly me. I have the tools and I get busy and don't even use them. Do you do that? Like, honestly, it's crazy. So I'm trying to put this in the center. It might not be in the center, but it's trying. There. if you could like, share, comment, subscribe to my channel, that would be wonderful. When you subscribe, you get a notification when I put up a video so that you know that there's something fun to look at. And if you subscribe to my channel or like, comment, it tells YouTube that my channel is a channel that people like, and they will start promoting it more. Small channels don't get promoted very much, and that's what I am right now. There. Isn't that pretty? I think that's just gorgeous. Now I am just going to come in with this, and it's going to go right there. And okay, I did have my picky tool. There it is. I wanted to roll it up. I don't like doing it in my fingers because I tend to over roll it. It's like I tend to go above and beyond getting it into a ball. So if I can make it into a ball on the roll, then I have better luck with it sticking. So, and because I don't like it to swing, I am coming in here. Oh, I haven't got my scissors out yet. That was a smart move. I have to put them away because sometimes I have people that use my scissors and they disappear on me. So I am just going to cut through the center like that. And that goes there. This one gets rolled up on my finger. I'm not using my finger to roll it, so there's less chance of me destickifying it. And then the other one is right here. And I can roll it up right there. And this comes here. Just like that. And what I am going to do is get my embossing buddy and get rid of any stickiness from those glue dots that didn't get covered by the ribbon. So see, it's not sticky anymore. So I did this in the gold from the Wow embossing powder, and I did that ahead because it has to be cut out. So I'm going to stick this away for a minute and try to these are coming in here. And because it is dark, I struggle with dark on dark. So I hope and I work it out so that it's in the center, trying to line up the score line here with the score line there so that I can, and then I'm just going to bring this flat back. And make sure it stays down. And on the, I'm lining it up so that the top of the designer series paper is covered, so it looks like there's early espresso all along. So then I'm going to pull this back and do the same thing over again. Make sure that goes underneath, and then make sure it's on the line. Looks pretty good. And then just rub it down and it pops up. And this card is much thinner than my first card, so it's much better. So here we go. Bring that over. Making sure. It is very windy here. I watched on Facebook and they said that we were going to have extreme wind in our neck of the woods. Actually, it's a lot of Ontario. A lot. They listed all the towns. And down by the lake where we came from, nope, it's perfectly fine down there. But London, Strathroy, Woodstock, Tillsonburg, all Aylmer, our whole area is under watch for these extreme winds. My husband loves genealogy, so he went out this morning to the to a cemetery out in the country where it doesn't get looked after that well in the listing who's there and that's what I mean. I don't mean that it's not kept up land-wise. I just mean the bookwork is not kept up well. And so he went out to photograph the graves and put them on Find My Grave. And he says, it was a little windy out there. I said, yeah, it's supposed to be very windy today. So I'm making sure this is 1A and 1B. And this should be 2A and 2B. And this is 3A and 3B, because see, it forms, this goes together, see? So I just forming a little tiny scene and get this on here. You could probably do this before you put it on, but you can just do it as I'm doing it too. Doesn't really matter. There. Because it's dark, it's a little bit more challenging for me to see. So what are you making for supper? I have no clue what to make. There are days that I can come up with something just so easy. And then there's others days when it's like, I don't know what I want to eat. I don't know what kind of meat I want. I want meat, but I don't know what kind there is that I want. Now I know I'm going to have tomatoes and cucumbers because we have so many tomatoes coming off the garden right now. some very odd shaped ones. I have one that is a romaine tomato, but it looks like a gourd. It's got the long neck and then the little ball at the end. How about that? That is not normal. That is definitely not the normal shape of a Roma tomato. I got lots of Roma tomatoes out there. They're just not ripening all at the same time, so I'm putting them in the freezer so I can use them later when I have enough to make a batch of tomato sauce or pizza sauce or salsa or something like that. And the cucumbers, well, we were working on cucumbers, doing pickles. I didn't get hardly any cucumbers off this year. Bad year for my cucumbers. But anyways, I bought some, and yeah. So I eat those every supper. But the meat, and I have green beans. The garden's producing green beans, so I know that I can have green beans for supper, which is wonderful. So nice to eat what you produce. Cool, eh? So now I am going to do this, and I'm going to start my heat tool so it gets warmed up. So the noise in the background is the heat tool. And I am getting out my embossing buddy. I don't want it to stick where it's not supposed to. And I think that's the one yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the one. I touched it. It's like, that's not smart. And hopefully I get this straight. One never knows. And I'm bringing out my gold embossing powder, and I am getting out my spoon. Oh, it is straight. Yay. Just want to make sure that it's all done. So this is going to go away because I don't want to find it all over the place, and I don't want to melt it. Hi, sweetheart. I love you. Did you have a good day at school? Yeah. Good. So don't go like this. Don't go like this. Just slowly move it back and forth. And because like this, you could burn it. You have to be very careful. So it's just easier to let the heat deflect off. There. My granddaughter just got home from school. Oopsie. So this is going on the back here. And it goes in here. Now I am going to put it down there and then just that. Okay, put that aside because I don't need any mess accident happening. Now I am laying this down flat because I don't need it any more thickness to the card. So this is going to go down straight onto the card. No lifting, no dimensionals, no nothing. It's just already dimensional. The whole card is thick. So just better for me to put it down. If you want to dimensional it, if you're handing it out to somebody, that's perfectly fine. But I try to make it so that it works best for everybody. And if they see mine raised, they think they need to raise theirs. So then they're frustrated because it costs them so much for mailing. And I don't want to do that. There. I said I did those in pumpkin pie. I misspoke myself. I did them in Cajun Craze. I'd started out doing them in pumpkin pie, and then I changed it to Cajun Craze. What was it? Dark. Cajun Craze Dark for these embellishments. So now I am going to do my Grateful for You. There. So now this Grateful, try to get it as small an area as I can, as long as it holds it. And I am putting it in the center at the bottom. So this edge here is in line with the bottom of that. And hopefully it is right in line with it. Looks pretty good. Now I am going to take my U, that's going to be awkward. Yep, it's going to be awkward. There, I think that's going to be easier. And it's going to go at the top of this one and in the center as much as I can. The stripes kind of throw you off. I'm talking about this way because I think it is not quite in the center, but because of the stripes placing, it makes it a little awkward to get it right in the center, but it is what it is. No one's going to be measuring it that gets the card. They're going to be looking at it and going, oh, that is gorgeous. Look at the colors. Yeah, that's what they're going to be doing. Now this goes right in the center here. My granddaughter's snoring. She fell asleep quickly. Now, because this is already a long video and you saw me color this, I went and colored the envelope already. And I will just get in my mat in my background here so you can actually see the card. Okay, we're gonna what do you think? I like this one better than this one. It shows more of the brown and it's easier to fold. It's not so thick. It fits in this. It's a little bit big, but because of the puffiness of it, it actually fits very nicely. So, thank you for being here. I truly appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to spend it with me. Thanks. Bye now.